although you're a woman and your body is your own, but that life inside of you has its own DNA, has its own thumbprint, has its own life print. And I believe as a woman that you do have a responsibility to ensure that that life is cared for from conception to birth, especially if you do give it for adoption, but the family bonds are very strong moving forward if it is your child. And I think as legislators, that's what we
1 minute.
do here, is to look at the debate on morality. Do we dictate it or not? You know, Senator Chambers found the life of a mountain lion is very important. And I, as a woman, believe that the life of a child in your womb is very important. And senators, I do encourage you to vote green for LB 46, as politically charged as some are saying it to kill it. Keep this bill going, and I compel Senator Chambers to withdraw any future amendments. I could have a conversation with him on the floor if he chooses. Respectfully, senators, this is a very important measure moving forward. Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, colleagues.
Thank you, Senator Brosh. Seeing no one else in the queue, Senator Chambers, you're recognized to close on your amendment.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the legislature, I'd like to ask Senator Brosh a question or two if she would yield.
Senator Brosh, would you yield?
I will yield.
Senator Brosh, would you agree that if you are pregnant or any other woman is pregnant, the pregnant person has the right to determine whether she's going to carry the pregnancy to term, correct?
I believe that she has a responsibility to carry it to term.
No, I said she has the right.
The right exists.
All right.
The legal right.
Now, you have a right to do whatever you want to do with your pregnancy, don't you?
I have a legal right.
So why do you want to determine what somebody else should have to do because of how you believe you ought to do?
Because you fought for a mountain lion, I fight
That's
for
not the
unborn
question.
children.
Okay, thank you. Members of the legislature, that's busybodiness. Now, she wants to give the impression that I'm saying a mountain lion means more to me than a human being. I'm saying that my concern extends even to the four-footed animals. I'd like to ask Senator Brosh another question if she would yield.
Senator Brosh, would you yield?
Yes.
Senator Brosh, when we were voting on whether to extend the reach of Medicaid, how did you vote on those bills?
Not for the expansion of Medicaid.
Not to extend it?
Not to extend it.
Thank you. And see, that extension would have helped these children whose parents cannot provide medical care. She can say anything she wants to on this floor, but her vote tells a different story. Now, I care about mountain lions, so I try to do things in this chamber to help those animals. I care about children, and I try to do things in this chamber to help those children. These vague notions that come from male-dominated churches don't move me at all. Because, see, a man knows a man. I get calls all the time from the female relatives of inmates, a wife, a girlfriend, a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, a sister, a daughter, but never another man. Do you know why? Because a man knows a man. He'd tell a man, you did what they said you did, so don't be calling me saying that you're being mistreated. But they play on the woman's sympathy, and she calls me. And then after I explain some things to them, they're glad that they talked to me because they were feeling a guilt that they shouldn't have felt. First thing I tell them, did you put him in there? No. If it's a mother, did you teach him to do that? No. How old did you say he is? Some of them in their 30s and 40s. I say, he knew what he was doing. He'll kill you early on. And I've stopped some women from getting a mortgage on their house to hire a lawyer. I said, if you do get foolish enough to do that, when you get that money, you turn that check over to me. Don't give it to a lawyer. He'll take your money and your son's going to be right where he is because nothing can be done in his case, and the lawyer will lie to you and say he did everything that he could do. So you give me the money. Then when you return to your senses, or your senses return to you, I'll give you your money back. And you give it back to the bank and you still got your house. Those are the things that happen. It's easy for Senator Brosh, and you ought to watch her when she stands up and the things she'll talk about. Busybody meddlesomeness. And then when we can vote and do what legislators can do, she votes no. I've often emphasized that the difference between us and a debating society, we don't just talk about highfalutin things, noble ideas. We have the wherewithal to do something about it. We can enact programs that will help the poor, the hungry, those who are ill, those who are homeless, those who need better education. We can do it, and they always vote no. Then they're going to try to tell some other woman, you need to carry that pregnancy to term. That's what you need to do. What they need to do is mind their own business and take care of the business we can do here. If we're going to reach out into other people's lives, let's do it in a positive way so they're better off after we've done what we do than worse off. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Chambers. The question is, shall the amendment to LB 46 be adopted? All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. There's been a request to place the House under call. The question is, shall the House go under call? All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Record, Mr. Clerk.
23 yeas, 6 nays to go under call, Mr. President.
The House is under call. Senators, please record your presence. Those unexcused senators outside the chamber, please return to the chamber and record your presence. All unauthorized personnel, please leave the floor. The House is under call. Senators Hughes, Stenner, Moorfeld, Haar, Wayne, and Growney, please return to the chamber. The House is under call. Yes, Senator.
I will take a machine vote and make it a record vote.
There's a request for machine vote and record vote. The question is, shall the amendment to LB 46 be adopted? All those in favor vote aye. All those opposed vote nay. Have you all voted? Record, Mr. Clerk.
Voting aye, Senators Chambers, Howard, Pansy Brooks, Vargas, Wayne, and Wishart. Voting no, Senators Albright, Blood, Bostelman, Brosh, Brewer, Breezy, Clements, Craighead, Crawford, Epke, Erdman, Friesen, Geist, Groney, Halloran, Hilgers, Hilkeman, Hughes, Colderman, Keene, Lindstrom, Linehan, Lowe, McAllister, McDonald, Moretti, Reapy, Shear, Stinner, Walls, Watermeyer, and Williams. Vote is